You ever wake up thinking you've seen the worst a place can throw at you, and then life just proves you wrong? Because let me tell you, I used to believe the real threats on my land were coyotes or maybe the storms that roll in over the Blue Ridge. But I was wrong. The worst thing I ever faced came from a man with too many teeth in his smile and a kid who thought he was untouchable. I learned the hard way that a fine tacked to your front gate can be the first shot in a war, and that when that war comes for your family, you find out exactly who you are. Yeah, that happened. Let me back up a sec. The day this all started, the threat wasn't in the wind or the trees. It was a white slip of paper, stiff as a corpse, stuck to the main gate of my farm. Morning in Virginia, cold enough that your breath hangs coffee brewing just the way my late wife liked it. Except now there was a chill crawling up my back that coffee couldn't fix. 20 years as a Navy SEAL will teach you to trust your gut. And my gut said something was coming. The paper was from the Sterling Meadows HOA $100 fine unkempt agricultural boundary adjacent to residential viewshed. Translation: my fence line wasn't pretty enough for their beige castle crowd. I could smell the ink still fresh. This was hand-delivered, not mailed. Message received. See this land, 500 acres of hills and hardwood, been in my wife's family for a century. It's all I got left of her, except for our girl June. After she passed, this farm became more than property. It's legacy. And I'll be damned if I'll let some developer in a pastel polo take it. But that's what this was about. Hal Barlow, HOA president, developer predator in a golf shirt. He wanted this land for Phase 2, new roads, more beige boxes, all profit. For 6 months I'd been getting these fines, 10 so far. But it wasn't just about me. June started catching hell too. Spray paint on her locker, tires slashed, rumors online, shoves at the bus stop. I caught one of those on video just last week. Proof. Receipts. But the real game pressure. They wanted to bleed me out fine by fine until I broke. Trouble is, I'm good at attrition. Outlasting. Waiting. Barlow. He thought he was the wolf. But a wolf's just a dog with a better agent, you know what I mean? I finished my coffee and looked out at the old oak on the ridge property line, landmarked the spot Barlow's lawyers kept circling. He wanted a road there worth millions, but that tree's got my wife's initials carved into it. June had a tire swing on that same limb. That tree is family. To Barlow, it's just something to move or cut down. That's how men like him see the world. Wouldn't you know it, later that morning, here comes Barlow, black German sedan, spotless, with his son Sterling riding shotgun. Kid looked like him, just meaner. 17 Ashern High quarterback, same grade as June. Hal struts to my fence, fake friendly. Don got my notice, I see. I don't leave my porch. This isn't your community, I tell him. Your community ends at the asphalt. He tries the carrot talks about buying me out, says I could get a nicer place. No more fences to mend, no fields to mow. I shut it down. Flat. Final. Then he drops the mask. It's a tough place to raise a teenage girl, isn't it? All alone out here. Things can happen. His son's watching, grinning, dragging his finger across his throat like he thinks he's in a movie. Let me tell you, my blood ran colder than the morning air, but I didn't shout. I got quiet. You and your boy stay on your side of the fence. Stay away from my daughter. He just chuckled, held up his hands, and left. That's the kind of threat you don't ignore. Men like Hal don't get their own hands dirty. They use proxies, and lately that proxy wore a Letterman jacket and sat in June's homeroom. That afternoon, I went to my workshop and pulled out an old trail camera, military-grade night vision, silent weatherproof. I climbed up that old oak and strapped it 20 feet high, angled to catch the fence and the access road from Sterling Meadows. If they came for us, I'd have eyes on them. The board was set. The next move was theirs. June got home from school, saw Barlow's car had come by, asked if he was admiring our authentic rustic charm again. That's my girl, smart, tough, her mama's soul in her bones. I told her about the camera, not about the threat. No sense poisoning her with that. But she understood. She always did. Be careful, Dad, she said. I promised I would, but I had a feeling that careful wasn't going to cut it this time. The day it happened, everything felt wrong. Clear autumn air, me fixing fence in the west pasture, thinking about hay and winter when I realize it's late and June isn't home. No music, no trucker backpack by the door, but no sign of her. I start calling nothing. That cold feeling in my gut, full-on storm now. I head for the ridge toward the oak, and later when I watched the trail cam footage, I saw it all. It's burned into me, that footage. June steps out, headphones on. Sterling and his pack vault the fence. Varsity jackets flashing. They corner her zip tie. Her wrists drag her to the oak. Sterling films it, laughing, circling her like a vulture. They slip a rope over the branch, the one with her old tires swing, and lift her just enough that her toes barely touch the ground. She's gasping panic in her eyes, but then I see her close her eyes, slow her breath. 4 seconds and hold for 7, out for 8. Training. Mine. She taps her watch in a pattern SOS. But I don't know any of this yet. I'm back at the house screaming her name, phone dead, no bars alone, and losing my mind. Then the whistle. High, then low. Our signal for danger. Not June's whistle, but old neighbor Finley's, relaying for her because he heard the commotion, but can't get over the ravine. My landline rings, Finley on the line. Get to the oak now, your girl's strung up. It's the Barlow kid and his thugs. Sheriff's on the way, but they're 20 minutes out. I don't have 20 minutes, maybe not 5. Everything goes tunnel vision. I grab my knife and sprint to the hangar. My Bell 206 helicopter's the fastest way up the ridge. Pre-flight's muscle memory. In 2 minutes, I'm in the air engine, howling, flying low over the valley. I use the flyby as a decoy, make them look up while I land out of sight and sprint through the pines. The decoy works. I see June hanging there, pale lips blue, but eyes open calm. I cut the rope catch, her cut the zip ties, check her airway. She coughs, breathes, and looks up at me with a smirk. Took you long enough, she whispers. That's my kid. Back at the house, I take photos of every bruise and burn, pull the trail cam footage, upload it everywhere, cloud drives, you name it. I'm building a case. June sees the video, cold fury in her eyes. They filmed it, Dad. Sterling wanted to post it, humiliate us. I tell her that phone's the most important evidence now. We need it. But the why? Why so extreme? The answer's in the group chat. Caleb, the weak link, scared kid in the background, admits Sterling's dad put him up to it. Make it look convincing. She needs to be scared off for good. The plan, scare my daughter so bad we'd have to sell, or worse, make it look like she'd hurt herself, ruin us. Caleb shows me the texts, forwards them to me, and his own parents shakes like a leaf. That's the link, Barlow to Sterling, to the boys at the tree. Sheriff's Deputy Miller, old local, sees the video, the photos, the texts. He gets it. This isn't hazing, he says. It's felony assault kidnapping conspiracy. Problem is, Barlow owns the county commission, best lawyers around. They'll drag this through the mud, say June's troubled, say we faked it. But right then, my neighbor, Dr. Evans, ER doc, tough as nails, walks in with her medical report. This was attempted murder, she says. Classic science textbook. She's ready to testify. Another neighbor, retired Judge Albright, threatens to call in the state AG if the sheriff doesn't act. The tide turns. The real community stands up. The next day, Sterling's phone's lost, sure right, but the other boys' parents, now terrified, turn in their sons' phones. More video, more texts, and then Miller shows me the real motive. Internal HOA memo road plan, cutting across my land, $2 million price tag if they can't get the easement. The oak tree. In the one perfect blind spot of Sterling Meadows cameras and cell signal, It wasn't just a bullying gone bad, it was business. Cold, desperate evil. I decide I'm not letting Barlow win in court. He tried to humiliate my family in public, so I returned the favor. The annual HOA gala, whole neighborhood Barlow at the podium, ready to give his speech, and I slip into the AV booth, thanks to the IT kid whose sister's friends with June. I kill the HOA logo, run the trail cam footage on the giant screen photos of June's neck texts. Everything 5 minutes of undeniable truth. The room freezes. Barlow panics, shouts fake, but nobody believes him. Sterling lunges for the stage. I put him down simple as folding a napkin. Sheriff's deputies walk in, handcuff him for assault and kidnapping. Barlow 2, conspiracy, attempted murder. The crowd stares. Board members quit. HOA dissolves. Phase 2 dies. Weeks go by. The valley talks. June heals. Sterling and his crew face court. Barlow's power crumbles. One quiet Saturday, I take down the old trail cam from the oak, its work done, and put up a new, brighter camera, no secrets this time. I hang a brass bell from that same branch, hand June the cord. She rings it, the sound rolls down the hills. Not a warning, a declaration. We're still here, this land is ours, we'll protect it. And as the bell's clear note fades, I look at my daughter, tough, unbroken, stronger for the fire she's walked through, and I know that next time trouble comes up that road, it won't just find one family standing here. It'll find a whole valley ready to answer the call. Now, maybe you think that's justice. Maybe you think it isn't enough. Tell me, what would you have done? Was it right to take the fight public, or should we have trusted the courts? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever had to stand up for what's yours or seen a community band together when the chips were down, share your story. Justice out here is a team sport. Let's hear how you'd play it.